means to serve. Let's say Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just to recognize what we have done yesterday, it was in Arabic. As we have finished the book of and removing the impurities and relieving our souls and preparation for the Salah. And also, alhamdulillah, we have finished the book of Salah. And today, inshallah, we go with the book of funerals. How can we prepare the mayyit? Starting from the ethics and also the sunnah that the Prophet ﷺ recommended the Prophet ﷺ recommended for us and for the special people who have to visit the mayyit before his departure or her departure, or before and at the aging time, or where the pangs of death are already ongoing. We have to actually be very sensitive and to make prayers for him or for her at that very urgent time. And also the Prophet recommended for us to read Surah Yasin at that time, and also to make sincere dua for him or for her, and also to help him or her saying the Shahada by repeating it, and let him or her repeat it the level who he or she affords. If he or she is still conscious and he can repeat or she can repeat, it is recommended by the Prophet ﷺ so that we can say the Shahada word by word and he or she can repeat it. This is actually before the meditation. At the time after the death itself, it is actually recommended to take care of the corpse, and we have to make sure that the corpse is highly protected, and I mean, like in terms of the ventilation, in terms of we have special equipment for the mortuary, and also for the place that we should be doing the ghusl inside the place. In case the mayyit is having any debt, so we have to pay off the debt before we do any other procedures for the ghusl or even for the salah. We make sure that everything in terms of what he is indebted to, or whatsoever should be paid off, and he or she is clean and clear. And then also we have to check on the requirements of who is going to do the ghusl, who is qualified to do the ghusl. This is very important. He has to be a Muslim or she has to be a Muslim. This is part of the process. So if anybody is engaged to non-Muslim wife, for example, according to most or the majority of the jurists, she is not qualified to do that, because it depends on the intention of him or her, the one who is going to do the ghusl. And because he is not a Muslim or she is not a Muslim, she cannot perform. She can perform the requirements, like automatically. We can teach her, or she could be taught, or he could be taught 1 to 3 who is going to execute it. But we don't need that. The one who is doing the ghusl is making this amana deed from his heart, or deed from his heart. So you are making it for your sibling, or you're making it for your fellow Muslim brother and sister, because she deserves that. It is a right on you, and also you are doing it. You are doing it also as you are doing the process. You are making dua, and you are, like you are spreading good word for him or for her. So if you are not a Muslim, the one who is going to make the wudu is not a Muslim, so he cannot feel or she cannot feel what we are actually incumbent with. Then also, if we know that we have to prepare the requirements for making the wudu, and the requirements are water, and the water has not to be extremely hot or extremely cold. It has to be in between. It has whatever we afford, whatever the live person affords. The same applies for the maid. The same applies for the deceased person. And also we have to check on some other requirements, like having some good piece of cotton, so that we can use it later on. And also we have to check on the clothes that we have, the kafan that we have to wrap the maid. We have to check on those requirements, plus having also some mask and castor. The Prophet ﷺ also recommended for us to use castor. If we don't have, we can use castor oil, and we can put it into the water itself, and we can use it as liquid, and or any other castor extracts that we can use. So the process starts actually from cleaning the maid, cleaning him or her. I mean, like cleaning him or her by the same process that we do before we go to the prayer. So the first thing is, as we go to the toilets, we have to set him or her on that setting. I mean, like the setting, the normal setting. So put him or her like on that angle, and then starting very smoothly to press on him or her belly a little bit, and then we start. Before we start all over, we have to cover his or her private parts, to cover them very neatly. And what should be appearing from a man to a man is what is between his middle to his knees, and the same also applies for a woman to woman. It is banned at all for anybody. I mean, like for any male to do it for any female. I mean, like even if she is your mom, even if she is your daughter, even if she is your wife, whatsoever. A male do for the male, the female do for the female. Because we have learned that the lineage is cut off. She is not anymore your wife. She is not anymore your mom. She is not anymore your daughter. So the one who is handling the process must be a male to a male, a girl to a girl. This is first. So what appears out of a female is totally considered here again in terms of the awra itself, and also the same applies for males too. So after covering and then starting to clean him or her by using, we are not actually permitted at all to touch the private parts even under a cover, without like hat or a thing that we should be using, like maybe gloves or something. This is not about cleaning process or about like, no, this is about the hormone itself, about the we are not actually permitted to touch any of the private parts. I mean, like with bare handed. So we have to have something in like a glove or something, and then we start smoothly to use the water so that we can clean him or her. After doing that, and we make sure that everything is very clean by using water, then we start to make the wudu, to make the actual wudu that we normally do for ourselves. And we start by the right side and the left side. After we make the full wudu one by one, then we start now the process of the ghusl. We make the ghusl first by crude water without any additions. So we have to orientate the whole body with water. We make sure that the whole body, again, starting from the right side and from the left side, we make sure that we put the water around the whole body. And then the second one we can use in any other, like shampoo or something. If we'd like to use that, if we need to use that, sometimes some some brothers and sisters have been, for example, hospitalized or something, so they have some blood or something into their body. So we make sure that all those things are very clean. This is the second shot by using shampoo, using the soap or something, and then the third shot again by water around the whole body, starting from the right side to the left side. And then we can use some towels in order to also to make sure that there are no traces on the body. And then after all, we start now to wrap it. We have three. The sunnah is 3 wraps, but if we don't have 3 wraps, we can use 2 wraps, and at emergency we can use 1 wrap. The Prophet ﷺ has used 1 wrap for Sayyidina Mu'adh ibn Jabal. Sayyidina Mu'adh ibn Jabal was martyred in one of the battles, and this was a battle, and they were like doing the wrapping, and they were not having enough clothes to wrap the whole body. So the Prophet ﷺ told them to wrap, to give a priority to the head and then to the toe. If it doesn't match the whole body, okay, the Prophet ﷺ ordered them, we can use some leaves, and we put some leaves on his legs so that the whole body is protected and is actually wrapped. So after wrapping, so if we have actually 3 wraps, it is recommended that we would have 3 wraps. One wrap, one longer wrap, without any sleeves. So no sleeves at all for the arms. So we wrap the whole body, and then second one should be having sleeves if we can have sleeves. If we don't have sleeves, still we can wrap the second one, and then the third one also is duly also a wrap, and we make sure that the whole body is wrapped, and also nothing appears out of the corpse. Nothing appears out of the corpse. Only what should be appearing is is that round face. That round face can appear, and but also we have after we finish the wrapping itself, we can still have like something that we can we have to have small strips of wraps, small strips like this one, so we can make a strap on the two legs, and then a strap on the waist, and then another strap very close to the shoulders like this one. And if we have a woman, we can make a strap on her on that side. So after wrapping and doing all of that, we can start now to do the perfuming of the body. السلام على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. مستمعينا الكرام في مراجعة الفقه، الحمد لله انتهينا من باب أبواب الطهارة بتفاصيلها، وبعد ذلك باب الصلاة بتفاصيلها على المذاهب الأربعة ومسائلها وقضاياها. واليوم إن شاء الله نبدأ بابا جديدا وهو كتاب الجنائز. وهذا كتاب مهم ينبغي على كل مسلم ومسلمة أن يحيط به علما، ولو بالإجمال بعيد عن التفصيل، لأن كل واحد معرض أن يوضع في موضع إما أن يغسل ميتا، يكفن ميتا، أو أن يصلي عليه كذا. هذا أمر من الأمور الضرورية جدا الإحاطة بها. وفي البداية قبل البدء في موضوع غسل الميت، هناك أشياء ينبغي علينا أو يسن من المسنونات أن نفعلها وقت احتضار الميت، قبل أن وهي من السنة التي اتبعها الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم وفعلها بنفسه. أول سنة من السنن أن نجلس الميت وهو يحتضر على شقه الأيمن، أن نجلسه على شقه الأيمن، مضطجعا على شقه الأيمن. كذلك يسن كذلك أن نلقنه الشهادتين. الحديث الذي يرويه الإمام مسلم وأحمد وأبو داود عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: لقنوا موتاكم قول لا إله إلا الله. تلقين الميت ومساعدته دائما على استحضار الله سبحانه وتعالى بالذات في هذه الأوقات العصيبة، أمر هام جدا جدا جدا. وكذلك يستحب أن يكون جلساؤه بالذات في ذلك الوقت يكونوا من أحبابه، من الصالحين والمقربين، لأن ليس لهم مصلحة وليس لهم عادة من عوائق الدنيا بينهم وبينهم. وكذلك يستحب قراءة سورة ياسين. سورة ياسين سورة من السور اللي تتكلم عن العقيدة وتتكلم عن أساسيات هذا الدين، والصلاة بتقول يا سيدي المقرب. فكذلك إن شاء الله تكون مساعدة له، فيما يرويه الإمام أحمد وابن حبان والحاكم عن معقل بن يسار رضي الله عنه قال: ياسين قلب القرآن لا يقرأها رجل يريد الله تعالى والدار الآخرة إلا غفر له، فاقرأوها على موتى. كذلك هذا شيء من الأشياء المستحبة. طيب، انتقل هذا الميت للرفيق الأعلى. بعدها كذلك ينبغي أن علينا بعض السنن الراتبة، منها يعني إغماض عينيه، يعني إغماض عينيه حتى لا يظهر يعني بصورة يعني ممثلة أو أحد دخل. وكذلك يعني شد لحييه بضماد أو بشد، يكون مما شد يأخذ يعني يأخذ الرأس بهذا اللحيين يعني بالفكين، ويعني يربطهم ببعضهم حتى يعني لا يتهدد الفك، وكذلك يعني حتى لا يبقى الميت مفتوح الفم، لأن هذا كذلك يعني مما يتأذى منه الميت، وكذلك يتأذى منه الحي بالذات وقت الغسل. وكذلك يستحب تليين مفاصله، يعني تدليك مفاصله وبعض أجزاء من جسده حتى يعني حتى إذا ما ذهب إلى الغسل يعني لا يكون هناك يعني مفصل يعني مسدود أو كذا. وكذلك يستحب يعني خلع ملابسه التي مات فيها واستبدالها بأخرى حتى لا تزيد من سرعة تعفن الجسم. وكذلك يستحب وضعه على سرير وأن يكون في مكان مريح، لأنه يعني مبدأ في كل الإجراءات في كل العمليات أنه الميت يتأذى مما يتأذى منه الحي. فيعني ليس لأنه ميت مثلا يعني أكرمكم الله أعزكم الله على الأرض أو كذا، فكذلك يستحب إكرام الميت في كل الأحوال. يعني كذلك أمر هام جدا جدا وهو أمر الوصية، يعني إنفاذ وصاياه قبل الغسل، كذلك قبل تشييع الجنازة. هذا أمر هام جدا، يعني إذا كان عليها ديون يعني يجب سدادها يعني قبل عملية الغسل، وكذلك قبل الصلاة عليه. يعني هذا يعني تلك هذه مستحبات كثيرة جدا يعني فصل فيها كثير من أحبها يعني أن يطلع على الكثير منها. في الغسل عندنا اليوم فقط 3 مسائل. المسألة الأولى تقول: هل يجب على المسلم تغسيل الكافر؟ يعني هل يجب هذا الغسل على أي ميت مسلم كان أو كافر؟ يعني الغسل يجب على المسلمين فقط، وهو شرط من شروط تهيئة الموتى المسلمين. يعني لابد أن يكون مسلما حتى يغسل. طب إذا كان كافرا لا يجب الغسل، لأنه بالأساس يعني شرط الإسلام شرط من شروط هذه العملية. طيب يعني وهذا مذهب الشافعية والحنفية فيها. يعني لابد الإسلام شرط من شروط عملية الإسلام. وقال المالكية والحنابلة: ليس للمسلم أن يغسل قريبه الكافر ولا يكفنه ولا يدفنه. يعني موضوع يعني الكفار طبعا كما نعلم جيدا أنهم عندهم طقوس وعندهم أشياء يفعلونها بعيدا عن عملية الغسل والتكفين التي نقوم بها المسلمين. هم يقومون بعمليات أخرى يعني فلا يلزمنا هذا. فلهذا يعني المسلم ليس عليه إلا أن يغسل أخاه المسلم أو أن تغسل أختها المسلمة. المسألة الثانية: هل يجوز للمرأة الكافرة أن تغسل زوجها المسلم؟ واحدة كافرة وزوجها المسلم، هل يجوز لها أن تغسل زوجها المسلم؟ بالنسبة يعني للكتابية التي كانت يعني نصرانية، أو إذا كانت يهودية أو كذا من أهل الكتاب، فالشافعية يرون أنه يجوز لها أن تغسله، ويجوز له أن يغسلها يعني إذا أسلمت. الحنفية والحنابلة قالوا لا يجوز للذمية أن تغسل زوجها. الذمية يعني من أهل الذمة لا يجوز لها أن تغسل زوجها. أو موضوع تغسيل أصلا تغسيل المرأة لزوجها حتى يعني بشكل عام حتى إذا كانت مسلمة فيه خلاف، وكذلك يعني تغسيل الزوج لزوجته، لأنه يعني الذي أثار الخلاف بين الفقهاء في هذا أنه بالموت انقطعت الصلة بين الزوج والزوج، فلهذا تصير كأنها أجنبية، وكذلك هو يصير كأنه أجنبي عنها بعدما فرق. لهذا الموضوع هذا بالذات يعني بين الزوج والزوجة فيه خلاف. يعني رغم أن يعني الصحابة رضي الله عليهم يعني سيدة عائشة يعني كانت تتمنى أن تغسل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، ويعني حتى أعتقد في حديث من الأحاديث قالت لو استقبلت من أمر الاستغفار لغسلت رسول الله. فيعني الموضوع يعني فيه خلاف وإن كان فيه سعة، يعني إلا أنه كذلك فيه يعني خلاف مطلوب من الفقهاء. المسألة الثالثة التي معنا اليوم الأخيرة، هل يغسل الغريق؟ واحد غرق في البحر وانتشرت جثته، هل يغسل هذا الغريق؟ الفقهاء يقولون نعم يجب غسل الغريق. طيب ده هو مات في البحر؟ نعم يقولون لأنه هناك فرق بين غسل الميت وغسل الجنابة. غسل الجنابة يجوز فيه أن يعني عند معظم الفقهاء يجوز فيه أن تنزل البحر تغمس نفسك ولا، لكن تكون نيتك أنت، نية الفاعل، نية الغاسل، تكون نيتك إن عقدت على أنك ستنزل البحر ثم تخرج ويعني وهي نيتك أصلا رفع الجنابة، لكن نية هذا الذي مات غريقا في البحر يعني عافانا وعافاكم الله لم تكن نيته أبدا ولم يكن في طالعه ولا في باله أبدا أنه سيغرق في هذا البحر. فلهذا يقولون يجب غسل الغريق كذلك، لأنه لم تنعقد نيته على وجوده في الماء وجوده في البحر بحكم الغسل. فلهذا يعني كنا الكرام إن شاء الله
يعني هو المغسل يجب أن ينوي،
طبعا ده صحيح. نعم ده صحيح. نعم
المغسل
نعم على المغسل كذلك أن صح النية ما هو نعم صحيح. يعني أقصد حتى اختلافهم في موضوع تغسيل الكافرة لزوجها المسلم أنها ليست على الدين ولا تدري منظومة الإيمان ولا تدري أصلا ما الإسلام، فما نيتها في تغسيل زوجها؟ فليس عندها نية منعقدة لتغسيل زوجها، لذلك يعني العملية فاشلة. يعني إن شاء الله نكمل الحديث.
مثلا يا رحمة الله، هل يجب أن المغسل يكون على علاقته مع الميت درجة أولى؟ مثلا هل واحد ممكن يغسل صديقه يطلع على عورته وميت؟
هو أصلا المغسل لا يطلع على عورته إن شاء الله، هذا يعني إن شاء الله المغسل حتى لو قريب لا يطلع على عورته.
مش تغسيل كامل؟
لا كامل، ولكن تغطي العورة تحت الغطاء تغسل.
نعم صحيح.
لازم يغسل كل جسم، ولكن لا يجوز تشوف العورة حتى لأبوك أو ابنك.
صحيح.
الشيخ يصعد من الغريق اللي يصعد منها
تلمس كل شيء، ولكن لا تعرف.
اللي يصعد
بيغسلوا غير مشوكين.
اللي يصعد من الغريق يقول يعني واضح انها زي جدا. اللي مثلا دخل حالة مفروم شبه مفروم، مثلا تقطع على 4 أجزاء أو 5 ولا راسي في جهة والجليدين جمع وغسلة والمحروم.
إن شاء الله نتعرف على التفصيل المرة القادمة. هناك عندنا مسائل يعني
زي دقيقة واحدة.
في
نظارة يا معنا.
لا يعني عندما نتصل معنا
ما يخافش.
أعطيك
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نستعين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear sister brothers, we continue our explanation regarding the prayer, the funeral prayer. As we have mentioned yesterday and the day before, the details of the rulings regarding the ghusl and the takfir of the mayyit. Today, inshallah, we are going to study further how the funeral prayer is done, and some of the legal rulings regarding the funeral prayers. First of all, the funeral prayer is a prayer, but is not in the same shape, in the same mode of ordinary prayer. The main reason we are doing the prayer is we are glorifying and final farewell of our fellow Muslim brother and sister, and it's only done on the standing position. So there is no bowing, no prostrating, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended that we, human beings, we are not allowed to bow or prostrate for anybody. Whatever whatever the value of his existence in our lives is. That's why we are doing it while we are standing in the standing position. No way at all, to do any bowing or prostrating to make ruku or sujood for that prayer. This is first. Second, it is a collective obligation. We mean by the collective obligation is fardu kifaya. It is an obligation on the community or society. It means that once a part of the society, a part of the community has done that, so the others, even if they are not performing it or they are not able to do that, they are not sinners. And there is a clear distinction between a collective duty, which is fardu kifaya, and fardu ayn, which is a personal duty. A fardu ayn cannot be by any way, relieved from a single person. It is your task, it is my task, it is each and every individual's task. Nobody can do it on your behalf. But for the fardu kifaya, for the collective duty, a part of the community are doing that on behalf of the rest of others. But this is a very social obligation. If the whole community fail to do that, the whole community are sinners. So, and then this is the very dangerous position of that fardu kifaya. So at least part of the community, whether large or small, has to do that, like the funeral prayer. If we as a community, again, if we fail to do that, so we all are sinners. The way we do it is very easy. Actually, we are doing 4 takbirah. Only takbirah, we say Allahu Akbar. After the first takbirah, we say Al-Fatiha. The normal Fatiha that we do. And then after the second takbirah, we say As-salatu was-salam, the last part in the tashahhud. And after the third takbirah, we say a dua for the deceased person or the mayyit. And after the fourth takbirah, we say a dua generally to each and everybody who passed away. Like a general dua to all the mayyits of Muslims, brothers and sisters. We are also the imam must be followed. The imam must be followed, and the takbir must be silent. Only the imam say that out, and we, as the ma'mumin, we are not allowed to raise our voices. Only the imam does, so that everybody can hear him. And the imam, it stands on the position, where the imam should be positioned. As the fuqaha, the jurists said, if we have a male person and the deceased person is a male, so he can actually stand on face to face to his face. Like his skull. But if she is a female or she is a sister, so he should be standing in front of her chest position. This is part of the sunnah of the prayer. And also, what if is wudu required for such a prayer? Yes, it is required like any prayer. So you have to be in a state of wudu, and you have to face the qibla, and you have to follow the imam, and you don't have to descend at all, whatever. Like to leave the prayer by your own will whatsoever. So if you fail to have wudu, because this prayer could be prayed in the masjid and could be prayed outside. Like could be prayed outside into any place outside, and could be placed in the masjid. Sometimes we prayed outside and we couldn't find any source of water so that we cannot make wudu. Is it allowed to make tayammum for such a prayer? The fuqaha has said we have to go to the fuqaha, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, and also Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. They have all ruled that tayammum cannot be done for such a prayer. This is a sunnah, and even if you miss it, you can even make it, even after the mayyit put into the tomb and we have finished all the still you can do that even afterwards, as the fuqaha has said. Only part of the ulama in the Maliki school, they have said still you can make the tayammum, but this is a very rare opinion. Like away from the unanimous agreement of the fuqaha. This is one of also the very critical conditions. As for if I missed a prayer in the masjid, I have followed the people and the congregation to the tomb. Can I pray on the tomb? They have already done all the procedures. Can I make the salah on the mayyit while he is in his qabr? We have the unanimous agreement of the ulama, of the jurists, of three of the madahib. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said this is actually banned at all. There is no way to do it. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal said there is no way to do it. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal himself, and also the Hanabila and his school is in that ruling because there is a fear that the people are going to extend and make use of that ruling to start to pray for anybody, even who have passed away thousands and thousands of years ago, or hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So we cannot, if we allow the people to do it on the Mayyit this time, we cannot. There is a fear that the people are going to use that ruling so far. Like in general, and also for others who passed away a long time. This is Imam Ahmad Muhammad said so. Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Abu Hanifa, they disliked it. They said this is a very disliked way. Although you can do it, but this is a makruh. And this is a makruh. We have levels. We have two levels of makruh. We have a highly disliked level, and we have a less disliked level. Correct tanzih, correct tahrif. And anyway, if you decide, to make the final prayer, please follow the jama'ah, please follow the congregation. What if I have made 3 takbirah and then I've lost one, for example? Can you, for example, I have joined the imam in the second takbirah or in the third takbirah. The imam has already done 2 or 3 before I came. Can I make it? Can I remake it? Yes, you can make it. It is normal, like joining the imam in the second rak'ah or in the third rak'ah, and you can make whatever you have missed. The fuqaha said still you can make the takbiras that you have missed, or it's up to you. Whatever you have joined the imam in, you can also make taslim with the imam and forget about the missed takbiras. So it is up to you if you would like to make it 4, or if you would like to make it from from the number of takbiras that you have joined the imam in. So it is up to you, but it is highly recommended that you make up the missed takbiras even after you miss it from the imam. After the imam says salam, you have to join him and make the salam. Otherwise, you can make up whatever you have missed in terms of the takbiras. And again, if the imam has done a surplus takbiras, for example, instead of 4, he has made 5. Am I allowed to leave? To leave. I'm sure that the imam is making, etc. Am I allowed to leave? The fuqaha said, although you have the option to leave at this time, but it is recommended to join the imam, even if you make an etc. The main reason we are doing the prayer, it is again the farewell invocation, the farewell dua, the farewell service that we do for our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters. And the Prophet ﷺ recommended for each brother and sister that we have duties one towards another, we have rights one towards another. And this is the last right that we are invited one towards another. That joining the funeral is one of the highly recommended sunnahs of the Prophet ﷺ. And it is enough rewarding for all of us to understand that the Prophet ﷺ said, if you have attended the prayer, the funeral prayer, Allah is going to give you an acre of reward. And if you attended the prayer and also followed the janazah, followed the funeral, so you have 2 acres. Each and every acre is very heavy in reward than even the Jabal of Uhud or the mountain of Uhud. So whatever an effort you do towards others, inshallah, Allah is going to compensate you for all of that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us all and give us a true understanding and the true light of the Sunnah of the Prophet. Please feel free if you have any questions.
So I understand it's a communal responsibility. But what happens when someone passes away somewhere else and janazah has been prayed there, and then we hear that, and then we repeat the same janazah again, and other people hear that, and they repeat the same. Is there anything with duplicating the janazah that way? Is that the way it's supposed to be?
What do you mean by duplicating the janazah?
So the person passed away, for instance, in Houston.
Yeah.
The local community did pray the janazah, and then we hear it here in Oxford.
Here in Oxford, we do
the same. Other people here
yes.
the same.
Yes. Still, we can do that, and there is what we call it in absence janazah al-ghaib. The Prophet ﷺ has done the janazah on Najashi. Najashi was the emperor of Abyssinia, and the Prophet ﷺ has done the janazah on the emperor of Abyssinia, and there is a difference in time, a difference in geography between Abyssinia and Saudi Arabia. Okay, the Prophet has done that, although the news have came to the Prophet ﷺ in a very late time. So they have done already the janazah in Abyssinia, and then afterwards, after a long time, they have done the janazah in Medina. And that's why the ulama said, in absence janazah, it is available. You can do that, and regardless of time and location and whatsoever.
Sheikh, on this point, you mentioned Imam Ahmad forbid it, and the other thoughts dislike it. What was that?
About making the janazah on the qabr. So if we miss the janazah in presence, in the masjid, and then you follow them
after he's buried, or
in the graveyard, in general, whether before even getting everything done, or even praying in the graveyard itself. It is not agreeable.